So, classic Sonic Simulator. It's a good game, I have to admit. It's filled with great characters, great levels, great community, sort of. But the one thing that really ticks me off are the types of players. Most of these players can just be summed up in a few words. Dumb, boring, lame. But most players can be summed up in good words, like for example Burr. He's a good person, he's funny. And Tails_Forever, he's alright. So today, I thought I would list the top 5 worst classic Sonic Simulator types of players. I worded that wrong, didn't I? But before I begin, I want you to subscribe, you know? We're so close to 80 subs, and would be very pleased if you did. So let's move on to number 5. Guys, number 5 on our list would have to go to any diner level, or anyone that makes a diner level. Anyone that makes a diner level should just be ashamed of themselves for even making such a level. Diner levels can particularly go from very bad to very good. The very good diner levels just, you know, they have people that use common sense, you know, like Tails Forever and his Tails house. That one's pretty good. But most diner levels are just bad. The one you're seeing now is a prime example of bad. Apologies to the person who made this level. I bet it's a really, really well thought out level if you think about it. But it's just baffling why these players can't just make something good for once and waste their time selling air fries and air burgers. They basically sell air. Yeah, the thing we breathe every day. That's why anyone that makes a diner level is number 5 on my list. Let's move on. Okay guys, so number 4 has to go to role players. If you've known me for as long as you have, you should know that I hate role players. They are the bane of my existence, especially when they call me Tails. It's not just me that hate them too. Many other chill players have expressed their hatred towards role-playing, and see it as worthless in a simulator game, and I really do understand where they're coming from here. Role players basically and typically just force the normal chill players into their misadventures or their mayhem, and these role plays can really get out of hand. I mean, one day you could see, you know, the most chill role play ever, and then the next you could see Son Amy or something, I don't know, just a few examples. Not only that, but role players in general just suck. The ones that imply common sense and actually do have a brain up there are pretty rare, and the ones that actually don't are pretty common and will snap at you if you even think about insulting roleplays, despite the fact that they are getting rightfully shamed for roleplaying. Which is why it's number 4 on my list. I hope you can agree. Moving on. Okay, so number 3 on my list is the hackers. Do I have to say anything? There's a whole dilemma spreading around a hacker that's threatening to delete other people's levels. Unfortunately that hasn't happened to me yet, but the ones that have I am truly sorry for. Moving on. Number 2 is going to be an obvious one if you have a pink Sonic, red Sonic or blue Knuckles skin, or if you have all of them. Number 2 are the Beggars. These can range from many different players. There are the players that beg people to play their levels by spamming in the chat. There's players that beg you to join their roleplays, which technically fits into the roleplay category of this video. But there are also roleplayers that beg to know how to get the skins for Rose Sonic, Red Sonic, and Blue Knuckles. I can only imagine what they're going to be like when Ashura releases. Anyway, these players are the second worst, and if you thought those were bad, you just have to wait until number 1. They're the worst. Anyway, spammers, they're usually children. Or beggars, even. They're usually children. Sorry, I got confused there. My honourable mention has to go to the roleplayers that apologise for roleplaying. I mean, bro, what's the point of apologising if you're gonna do it again? It's rinse and repeat. But they're not on this list because they're not as bad as number 1, which we're gonna get to right now. Alright, and the number 1 worst type of classic Sonic Simulator player is an obvious one. Very obvious. We have seen them. We have known them. And we have basically, you know, forced to go through them, running through our levels as the most OP character in the game. I'm talking about the Triads. People who will waste literally everything to get a custom level completed, or they just cheat and use someone to get through. Normally it's with Supersonic, but if it's not with Supersonic, then it's with someone else like Tails or Knuckles or even Eggman. I've seen Eggman tryhards. But besides that, these guys are just the worst. Not just by my standards, but probably by everybody else's standards. I mean, it was bad enough in version 11 where you couldn't, you know, ban certain characters from levels, but now with this new update which allows us to pretty much, you know, ban Supersonic and stuff, it's really good. Really satisfying to see those tryhards like rage at the fact that they can't play as a certain character that they really want to play as. And those tryhards, believe it or not, are children, which makes it even more funny because we're ticking off the roleplayer generation. Oh, excuse me. Alright, so that's going to be it for this video. If you agree with me, then please comment down below, and don't be afraid to let me know if I should do a part 2 discussing the best classic Sonic Simulator players, or maybe even rank all the players I've seen. Please let me know if you want that to happen. And with all that being said, bye bye.